One of the most important things about being profitable in a snow or a maintenance company is route density. The closer and tighter your sites are together, the more likely you're going to make a profit because it eliminates all that downtime or unbillable time getting from site to site. As well, the closer you can bring these sites to your shop, the better off you're going to be for the very same reasons. So something we can do to help improve our profitability in snow is to send an estimator or estimators around our shop or around areas where we have a lot of other sites and whip out a bunch of estimates for all the neighboring sites. Here's some tips on how to do that. Start by targeting an area that you want to saturate. This again could be an area close to your shop, or it could be an area near a couple of other sites that you've already secured. Then drive to the potential sites. Have an estimator head out in their truck with their laptop or tablet with them and make sure they've got a data connection. The estimator can estimate, we're using templates ideally, right from the front seat of their truck. Of course, not while they're driving. While you're estimating, you're right there on the site. You can absorb all the things you need to think about, watch for special conditions, drainage issues, all that kind of stuff. Also, the estimator should make some site notes as they're building the estimate right there while they're doing it. Now, another good practice is to, while the estimator's building that estimate, take some site photos. So photograph anything that might need some special attention, considerations, issues you should bring up with the clients, that kind of thing. And if they can upload those to Google Drive, that's even better, as everybody will have them live and in real time to share as you're going through conversations with the client. Then repeat as often as you need. So drive around to all the sites close to your shop or close to this area that you want to target and estimate as many of them as possible. At worst, you've wasted a couple minutes. At best, you'll land a whole bunch of new work in and around areas where you've already got some penetration and allow you to do that work more profitably and more efficiently with less drive time. Let's take a look now at what this would look like from the estimator's perspective. So the estimator's sitting in their truck and they've got a tablet with them, and this is how they're going to estimate the job. They pull up to the first site that they're supposed to estimate, take a look around, then they can whip open their tablet and start from there. Now I'm going to start my estimate from a template. That's a far faster way of starting snow estimates. It was part of the tip we talked about earlier in this snow series. In this particular case, the estimator is going to go into this plow contract salt extra template style. So what we're going to do is we're going to build an estimate as if it was a contract price for the plow with salt applications extra. Now I'm going to grab that, and the first thing I'm going to need to do is save this template as new so we don't overwrite the template. Now I've already put a sample client in there just to save us some time, but here's where we could enter client information. Once I've got it open for the particular client, I'm going to jump up here and go measure site because I need to know how big this site is. Instead of getting out of the truck and measuring it, we can do it right from here. So the estimator just draws a circle or a box around the area that we want to estimate. And good enough for now, we've got a measurement of 1.3 acres. So once we've got this measurement, we'll come back to our estimate and we're going to go to the services and pricing. Now we've already got, because we're using a template, services set up for plowing and salting. So I'm going to go into snow plowing and I need to figure out how long that's going to take. Quick check down here is where I got that 1.3 acres. So I'll come back here, we'll use our production rate calculator. Click that. Go down to snow plowing. Now this is an easy lot. There's not much in the way, so I'm going to use that production rate calculator. And 1.3 acres with a truck and a V-plow, it calculates to take 1.3 hours. So I'm going to hit update that estimate. I'm going to update that truck time, and I don't need a skid steer on this job, so I'm going to stick it at 0. Now I'm going to go to the salting part of this job. Same thing, if I want to track time for salting, again, I go 1.3 acres. It says I'm going to need 0.19 hours, so I'll add that as well. And then we got to figure out how much salt we need. Let's say it's going to be 0.6 tons, and I've now got my estimate done. If you look under the client notes, we've already set up our whole terms and conditions in here, so that stuff's all ready. In fact, the estimator's ready to save their changes and move on to the next estimate after they give the estimate a proper name. And that's how to quickly estimate a whole bunch of sites remotely. Ideally, you're going to improve your route density, win a whole bunch of sites closer to your shop or existing areas, and be able to do a whole bunch more work for a lot more profit by eliminating drive time and downtime.